It seems in the UK that anything to do with solicitors, lawyers, property, paperwork, legal documents, seems to be able to add a zero on the end of any kind of cost. So from my understanding, it seems pretty cost effective from a foreigner's point of view. So if you're coming here spending pounds, euros, dollars, it seems quite cost effective. Does that seem how is that from a Turkish point of view?
It is, it is, and for Turkish people, we are really used to it. It's in our daily life, and as the Turkish society, we are used to it, and it is. It's only costing extra money, especially if you have to give power of attorney to someone. Otherwise, during the buying process, you don't really need to go to notary.
Ayhan, hello. How are you doing?
Hello, James. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm all right. It's been a while. We've got some new equipment. The season is not yet behind us, but it's certainly well and truly during that. We've had lots of people in the area. Wanted to sit down with you today, following a number of people contacting us about the notary. What is a notary? Part of the process of buying and potentially selling a property here in Turkey. I've got to be honest, I haven't got a clue what the notary does, but it is a question that's come through from a number of our listeners and viewers. So I wanted to sit down with you for like a little micro episode to really provide that information, ask some questions, and really get an understanding for myself and our viewers and listeners what a notary is. And what is your involvement? Because I know you have some involvement in that process. Yes, directly.
As a legal translator,
yeah.
I go to notary as well. When I used to live in England, London, I didn't hear from anyone, I go to notary, or I will go to notary, or I have an appointment at the notary. So in your daily life in UK, you don't really use notaries. You don't really need. It's a different system, but they exist. In the UK, the solicitors, the lawyers, they also have capacity power to act as notaries. So when you go to a solicitor's office, they can do any power of attorney or anything else, certification at the solicitor's office. But in Turkey, it's different. In Turkey, it's regulated by the Ministry of Justice. If it's an official place. Why do we go notaries? For selling houses, buying houses, power of attorneys, certification and authentication of the documents, we go to the notaries. If you want to prepare a will, you have to go to a notary. Companies, they go to the notary. Signature declarations, you have to go to the notaries. They are open 9 in the morning till 5:30 and regulated, as I said, by the government. And to be able to act as a notary, you have to finish law faculty after 4 years and relevant courses. You can become a notary. You are not automatically entitled to be a notary.
Right, okay, so that sounds... If you just pull a microphone a little bit closer, and we've got a rogue fly as well. Talk about timing, it's been bothering you. You did very well there, mate. So that sounds like... Is using a notary for... I mean, does it come with different price points for different levels of services using notary?
Wording, number of pages, it all affects the pricing. For example, for a British person or any foreign investor, why they need notary. They are in Didim, when and how they need a notary. For example, if you want to give a power of attorney to someone to buy or to sell your property, then you need to go to a notary and you must give a power of attorney. Or if someone dies in your family, your partner, husband and wife, and you have to give a power of attorney to a solicitor to be able to transfer the inheritance to the other party. So you need to give a power of attorney to a solicitor, only to a solicitor to represent you. We may also talk about, will, whether people need will or not in Turkey if they have property in Turkey. And also, if you want to buy a boat, yacht, and sell your car, you have to go to notary in Turkey. In 2023, January 2023, the government already declared they will also start buying and selling property at the notaries. This is, a very new plan by the government. At the moment, buyer and the seller, we go to land registry, make an appointment, and you go to land registry. Now you have another option to do this transaction, buying and selling in a notary.
So this is a second option, not a replacement.
Yeah, second option at the moment. Second option. It will be starting January. And
can I ask just why do you think why has that come in as an option? Because it sounds like rather than replacing, having another option can be a positive thing from a customer point of view.
It will definitely be a positive thing, because there will be waiting time, queues at the land registry, especially in the summer. During summer, for example, in winter we have like daily 10 to 20 applications, but in the summer we have like 200 applications a day. So it will be very good, especially for this area in Didim. We have in Didim about 4 notaries, and also number of notaries determined by the population of the town. In Didim, I think 12 years ago, we had only 1, and then population increased, second notary came, third, now we have 4 notaries in Didim. So it will really speed up the process, when all the documents are ready, in one day you will be able to get your title deed at the notaries.
And I'm curious from a customer point of view. So let's say I'm buying or selling a house. How much of the process dealing with the notary is taken away from me by using, say, an agent? How much does an agent cover in terms of legwork? How much labour is taken away from the client? And what is the need for the client to get organised and actually in terms of time and commitment?
Yeah, in terms of procedure, paperwork, it will be actually safe. It will be same documentations. As I said, only difference will be the notaries will be quicker, but at the same time, it's 100% safe procedure. There's no risk involved in doing it at the notaries. There won't be any difference.
Okay. And so no difference in time, but by using an agent, it can be safer.
It will be actually only quicker. The agent will do the same work. When you apply for the transaction, same application you will make to the notary. The agent will do all the pre-work before you go to land registry or before you go to notary.
So it's more streamlined.
Yeah.
And have you got some examples of costs, prices from a customer-client point of view for different kind of services?
For example, when you go to notary, the first thing that you should be doing, you have to present your passport. You have to have your original passport, and that must be translated into Turkish. So today's current price, translation of a passport will cost about 198 Turkish lira.
Okay, which at the moment About £9. About £9.
Yeah,
Yeah. £9 around there.
£9,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
And then giving a power of attorney to someone who will act on your behalf. That will cost, I think, around 900 Turkish lira.
Okay, so £40 roughly, we're approximate here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also you need to go to notary. Another important thing. This is after you buy the property, actually. Especially if you have a house in a complex, you need to have annual management meetings. If there is a condominium law applies, then every year on the date which is determined in advance, you have to have a management meeting. So after the meeting, the new committee is elected, and every complex, they have a decision book. So they have to write all the decisions of that meeting. So after the meeting, the new committee is elected, and they have to go to the notary and declare their signatures. And then with this new signature declarations, they can go to the bank and represent the complex in the official places like council, electric, tax office, banks especially. So this is another reason that people have to go to notary in Turkey.
Okay. It seems in the UK that anything to do with solicitors, lawyers, property, paperwork, legal documents, seems to be able to add a zero on the end of any kind of cost. So from my understanding, it seems pretty cost effective from a foreigner's point of view. So if you're coming here spending pounds, euros, dollars, it seems quite cost effective. Does that seem the case? How is that from a Turkish point of view?
It is, it is. And for Turkish people, we are really used to it. It's in our daily life. And as the Turkish society, we are used to it. And it is, it's only costing extra money, especially if you have to give power of attorney to someone. Otherwise, during the buying process, you don't really need to go to notary. You just directly make the application to land registry online, and it doesn't cost you anything. But if you come to Turkey to buy a property, and if you have a limited time, and you cannot wait for the title, the transfer, so you give power of attorney to your agent, to your friend, family, or to a solicitor, so they can complete the process in your absence when you are away. So to be able to do that, you go to notary. Otherwise, you don't need to go to notary and spend extra money.
Okay. And what are your main links responsibilities using that service?
As you know, I'm a legal translator, and in Didim, there are only 4 legal translators at the moment who can actually go to court.
Is that right? So we're talking a population of 85,000 out of season.
Yeah.
In season, we're reaching over 1 million. Yeah. And you're one of 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's only 4 of us at the moment. This list is updated by the Ministry of Justice in every 3-4 years. So it's been a month. They just updated the list. And so there were like hundreds of applications actually, but unfortunately, I would say most of them were not qualified, because I have a degree in English. So now I am in the list of Ministry of Justice, and I have capacity to work as a translator in Didim courts, land registry, notary, official meetings, annual owners meetings, solicitor's office, etc.
So you're a good person to know, Ayhan. I knew this already. But,
and as a maid, you get it free.
Your stock is rising. Your stock is rising. Yeah, what are the kind of costs then? I know we're all about being authentic and transparent. What are the costs? I'm a customer client coming to you. How does that work out? What level of payment and cost? When do I pay that? How does that work?
To the translators.
Well, to you. So I'm working with you.
All right. Okay. As you know, at the moment, translation is not covering most of my daily time. I have other commitments. But for notary translations and land registry translations, I would say we used to charge £30 per transaction. But I have good news, as we discussed before, to my clients and to the people who are around me. I will do the notary translations free.
Okay.
I will not charge any fee from the notary translations, especially.
So that's hot off the press.
Yeah. The reason for that, when, as a client, when you go to notary, it's an official place, and end of the service, they give you a receipt. And on that receipt, there is a fee, which says translation fee. So, and this is a kind of discussion between some notaries and the translators. Some notaries in different cities, they pay the full amount to the translators.
Mm-hmm.
In some cities, they pay part of it, different percentages. So in Didim, again, the notaries, they don't pay the full amount.
So they're taking kind of a commission?
Kind of. They say, we involve in this official transaction, so we are legally entitled to get some of it. But regardless, because of that, actually, translators in Didim, I would say, kind of pushed into it to get some extra money from the clients, because notaries, they don't pay you the full amount.
Right.
So, for example, when someone calls you, it's not about just being there and doing the translation. It's the time you travel to the notary, the time you wait at the notary, because there is always a queue at the notary. Sometimes for 10 minutes work, you wait 1 hour. So that's why, translators charge some extra money, which is like £30. But I decided I'm not going to even charge that £30 from my customers.
Interesting. Quite an interesting strategy, because I dare say that's long-term thinking of client relationship building, right? So which is a great thing to hear. I mean, where over the next kind of 3 to 6 months, do you see any big changes in the area using these services? It's just said we just had a change in the system, so you see some improvements and some benefits from that. Are there going to be any noticeable differences that we'll see over the next kind of 3 to 6 months?
At the notaries?
With those processes?
As I said, we have at the moment 3-4 months when it starts. It will start in January.
Right.
So at the beginning, I don't think many people will rush to the notaries, especially in winter time. Mm-hmm. The land registry is not that busy. But when the time comes, when the season starts in April, May, June, July, then the notaries will get busier in terms of buying and selling property. And
if the notaries are getting busier, then you're getting busier.
Yes. Yes.
Which may or may not be a good thing.
Somehow, my clients or people have to meet me either at the land registry while they are buying property, or at the notary.
Right, got you.
They need a translator.
Brilliant. So
it's
you're
a legal requirement.
So the positive thing is you're always connecting in a capacity or another with your clients, and the more touch points you have with your customers, your clients, the better relationship building you're having, which makes sense.
It's really a great job what I do, because you are with them at their happiest moment. While they are having their property, buying their property, you are there with them. So it's a great job.
Fantastic. Well, we'll end it there. This may not seem rock and roll to some of you guys that are watching and listening. We cover a range of topics with various guests, but we wanted to touch on this today because it is an area that we've had people contact us via email, on social media. So if there are any areas, subjects, topics that you would like us to cover, good, bad or indifferent, we will certainly explore those as we continue to provide more and more value to you guys out there who follow us and connect with us on our channels. Ihan, thank you very much as always, mate.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
Welcome, mate. Thanks. Cheers.